When I first played The Witcher 3, I was 15 and playing on a potato PC with 20 FPS. Geralt was in a bathtub, the game started and I still stared at the screen thinking, okay, I want to beat this guy. This is a feeling I rarely have playing some newly released game. There's many reasons for this that I'll touch on, but I'm fairly certain we won't see another Geralt anytime soon. If you've ever played a game, you know the first thing that hits you, besides how goddamn beautiful the game still looks a decade later, is Geralt. He's this quiet, gravel-voiced mutant who looks like he eats moral dilemmas for breakfast. And yet, for a character who's supposedly emotionless, I don't think there's another protagonist in gaming that feels as human as Geralt of Rivia. The Witcher 3 takes all the cliches of a strong male hero and flips them right on their head. The deeper you go and play the game through its intricate stories, the more you understand the world Geralt inhabits. He doesn't want to choose between two evils, and the more you see him, the more you realize he's exhausted. This is my favorite quote from the book, written by Andrzej Sapkowski, The Last Wish.
Evil is evil. Lesser, greater, middling, makes no difference. The degree is arbitrary, the definition's blurred. If I'm to choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all.
He's trained since childhood to kill monsters and hide empathy. There's a myth being created around witches, that their mutations strip them of emotions, though this is just so people don't haggle with them and manipulate witches during a contract. And yet, ironically, the thing that makes Geralt such a powerful character is his quiet masculinity. He's constantly walking into other people's messes, kings, peasants, sorceresses, and everyone wants him to play executioner or savior. But Geralt never lets his sword define his morality. He's a man trying to make sense of a world that doesn't care about right and wrong. In my opinion, this is where The Witcher 3 really shines. Geralt represents a kind of masculinity that's rooted in a code, a witcher's code. He knows when to fight, when not to. There's loads of quests in the game, with choices that define your Geralt. You can slaughter an entire village like you're a huge Beyblade, or you can make the best deal like a certain orange peasant would say. There's a moment like this when you reach Crossroads Inn in Velen, searching for Hendrik, in the beginning of the game. Some of the Bloody Baron's men try to show their muscles at you. You can choose either to obliterate them instantly or offer them drinks to leave you alone. In so many games, masculinity is shown through domination, conquer the enemy, destroy the boss, assert control through various means. But The Witcher 3 constantly challenges that. When Geralt kills, it's rarely triumphant. There's many examples of this, especially with monsters that aren't exactly doing wrong. He is wary and sometimes even regretful. There's loads of instances where humans are proven to be worse than monsters. When you find the godling Sarah in the haunted house, she just wants to live in a place where monsters are shunned and killed. You can be an ass and kick her out, or choose to let her stay with Corinne Tilly. This is just an example. Usually, he just wipes his blade, takes his coin and moves on. To me, this restraint, this refusal to glorify violence, is a huge part of why Geralt feels so grounded. He's strong, a witcher, but he's not cruel. And in a world where power so often corrupts, Geralt's quiet sense of principle makes him feel almost mythic. And what I think makes him so masculine in an honest way is that he doesn't see himself as a hero. The world doesn't need a hero, it needs a professional. Sums up his entire character in a nutshell. Many times heroes just die in this world. That's what I love about The Witcher, is that it criticizes and makes fun of these usual tropes, especially in Toussaint in the Blood and Wine DLC, where you have your usual knights in shining armor who fight for righteousness and valor, even though they're just some losers and Geralt sees through them like a demon hunter with fell gaze. He makes fun of them like a bully who knows what values the world is built upon. He's honest, and there's such a mature and grounded view of manhood, doing the hard thing without needing to be celebrated for it. When you look at so many male protagonists, they're driven by revenge, mostly. Geralt, he's honestly driven by responsibility. To Ciri, to Yennefer, and to his code. When I said Ciri right now, my phone just lit up. And I think that's why he resonates with so many players. There's something deeply masculine in that kind of persistence. The quiet dignity of getting up every day and facing the chaos head on, even when it doesn't really reward you. I think people sometimes forget that The Witcher 3, at its core, is a story about love. Not romantic love, though it's full of that, but the messy human love that drives people to do impossible things. And for all the talk about Geralt being emotionless, he's constantly showing us the opposite. He loves deeply, Yennefer, Ciri, and even his old mentor, Vesemir. He just doesn't really know how to say it. There's this this heartbreaking duality in Geralt's character. He's a man genetically altered to feel less, who spends his entire life trying to feel more. He finds humanity in monsters and monstrosity in men. He finds family in people who should just hate him. And every choice you make in this game, every dialogue and every mercy, every blade swing tells you who your Geralt really is. That's why The Witcher 3 works. It's a mirror held up to the idea of what strength actually means. If I had to pick one part of The Witcher that defines Geralt's masculinity, it's his relationship with Ciri. It's fatherhood, mentorship, protecting and letting go. Geralt doesn't want Ciri to become like him, but he also doesn't want her to be weak. That tension between shielding her and respecting her is some of the best writing in the game. I believe that fatherhood is where Geralt's humanity really blossoms. He's teaching how to live in a cruel world without losing herself. He never really says it outright, but you can feel it every time he smiles faintly when she teases him, or when she tells her, "You don't have to be good, just try." That's masculinity done right. And it's why the ending of The Witcher 3 hits so damn hard, no matter which one you get, because Geralt is watching the person he loves most become her own hero. Now let's talk about the women. With Triss, there's this sort of complicated relationship, because when he lost his memory, Triss kind of took advantage of him. That's why I don't really like her. With Yennefer, you see the equal, the partner who challenges him, infuriates him, but truly understands him. Plus, she's just canon from the books. And I think that's why Geralt's relationship matters so much to the story. They're emotional reflections of his identity. He's trying, often failing, to connect in a world where connection is almost impossible for a man like him, a mutant. For me, that's another layer of masculinity that The Witcher 3 nails. Emotional honesty through restraint. Except when you go into Passiflora and play Gwent all day, and yeah, you know what happens. Geralt isn't really loud about how he feels. He shows it in the smaller gestures, the way he says or pauses before a goodbye. You feel the emotion he can't express. And that, ironically, makes him one of the most emotionally expressive characters in modern gaming. When you ride through Velen and hear the peasants shout, "Mutant!" you realize the world doesn't care about your good intentions. Geralt knows that, but he's so used to it that now he's just tired of proving anything to anyone. He only cares about one thing: Gwent and the people he loves. What makes Geralt stand out is his stillness. In a world full of shouting kings and scheming sorceresses, Geralt's quiet is power. Every and wind's howling has more weight than most characters' monologues in today's games. He kinda speaks when it matters. If you really think about it, The Witcher 3 isn't about monsters at all. It's about people, about how hard it is to stay good when the world keeps telling you it's pointless. Geralt's masculinity is defined by his restraint, empathy. But at the same time, he's still a damn badass with two swords, cat eyes that can kill someone just by looking at them. Rarely I have seen a protagonist like this in today's games. Geralt is someone that all of us can aspire to be. The Witcher's greatest triumph is that it gave us a male protagonist who feels real. Geralt is what happens when masculinity grows up. He's seen too much, yet he still believes in something, in the people he loves. He believes that life, even soaked in blood and tragedy, is still worth protecting. And love, no matter how cursed and doomed, is still worth feeling. And I think that's beautiful. Anyway, that's all I had to say about this. If you like this breakdown, hit subscribe. There's loads of Witcher 3 videos coming out, and you don't want to miss them.